Hi everyone, it's me Cheryl. I hope you're all alright. I believe this may be my third video of the year, I think, or my fourth. I know I haven't done that many because the projects I seem to be doing are long-term projects which are taking a while to finish. But I do have a couple of finished objects. Actually, it's 2.5. And you're thinking, how can you have 2.5 finished objects? You will understand in due course. So the first thing I'll show you, and I'm afraid from where I am right now, you're not going to get the real benefit of seeing this, so I'm going to take a photo of it with it draped over a chair, and I will insert it in this video. So this first one is the corner to corner blanket I made, crochet, with this Sirdar Snuggly Patter Cake, which is DK weight yarn. What is it? It's 150 grams, 498 metres. The colour I used was candy cane, and I had 2 skeins of that. I used all but 8 grams of it. Now that wasn't enough to make a pair of booties or anything, so I gave it to my friend at Knit and Natter, who at the time was knitting little Easter chicks. She does them in batches throughout the year. Little tiny chicks, and then in the bottom of them you shove in a Cadbury's cream egg. It's cute. Looks so sweet. So there was enough yarn for her to do one of them with that. Anyway, this is the blanket. I can't see through the cap as to what you're seeing. I'll show you the best I can. As you can see, I did a V-stitch border. I finished this a few weeks ago, and it did take a few weeks while I was concentrating on some socks for me to decide what border I was going to do. I researched a couple of them on YouTube and seen how to do them, and I did settle on the V-stitch in the end. So I've done 4 rows of V-stitch. There was no way I was going to be able to do a 5th with just 8 grams of yarn. There was no way it was going to go around. But that's the blanket, and I will take a photo of it draped over the chair, because it looked much better then. But it was fun. I enjoyed the corner to corner crochet. I really liked that. It turned out really well, and I'm really pleased with it. The next finished object is a pair of socks. I'm going to rephrase that. An odd pair of socks. I mentioned it in my last video that I was going to do, I think it was 18.2. That's if I've done 2 videos this year. This is my 3rd. Gosh. I have been around, honestly. Okay, so I said I was going to make an odd pair of socks with some leftover yarn. Because I have this, I think it was 5 skeins I got from an Etsy seller. It was Opal's 6-ply yarn, and I think it was 150 grams. And from each skein, you could actually make 3 individual socks. Not 3 pairs, but 3 socks. Well, you can't have 3 pairs of socks unless you've got 3 legs. Okay, so you can have a pair of socks and then an odd pair. So what I did, I think it was my youngest son who had the blue pair, my husband who had the orange pair, and I decided to use the leftover orange and blue for my youngest son's odd socks. He likes wearing odd socks, and here they are. It's the taupe pattern from Harloo. She has a YouTube channel, Haalu, and that's it. The only thing I don't like about them is that I didn't do the slip stitch heel this time, and the reason why was because when I last did them with a slip stitch heel and then went into the rib pattern, it looked odd, because I went from slip stitch to the rib there and then to a 2x2 rib for the cuff, and I thought this is really weird. So I did it without the slip stitch pattern, and while it looks okay, I don't like it. I prefer the slip stitch pattern on the heel flap, sorry. And every now and then I'll refer to those videos for the next important bit, and there I was doing the next bit after the heel flap, sorry. And I thought, oh, you idiot. So I've made several pairs of these socks, with the pattern. So this is my 3rd pair of these socks with this rib stitch pattern. The rib was on the bottom, but not on the top. The top, but not the bottom of the foot, as you can see there. And what I thought the rib after the heel turn, after the heel flap, would go all the way around the calf. And then I looked at the video again to remember the next bit, to remind me of the next bit, and what happened? The rib only is on the front of the sock, not the back. And I thought, whoa. Anyway, I'm currently making a pair of socks upstairs. I haven't even finished the first one with that one. And I've made sure to not put the rib pattern on the back at all. In fact, I didn't even put the rib on the front. I've done something else entirely. But I've been able to do the slip stitch heel, that's the main thing. So that's my youngest son's odd pair of socks. He's going to love them. I'm actually making another odd pair of socks, this time for my husband. And so I will have enough yarn to make my son an odd pair of socks, exactly the same. And because of the colours, I'm calling it chocolate sponge and custard. I know it sounds weird, but that's what it's going to be. And there's going to be a little pattern on the front that I've decided to do. I incorporated that myself, so next video I'll have something to show you. But you know when I said I've got a half item to show you? Actually it's 2 half items, but there you go. This is one of them. I'm not really happy about this actually. A pair of socks. Well, it's not a pair of socks, it's one sock, there you go. I'm currently knitting the second sock. Again, it's that Harlow pattern, and again, I was up to the same stage where I realised, well, there's the heel turn, the heel flap, the heel turn and the heel flap, but it's not slip stitch because I did the rib all the way around. I mean, it looks very nice, doesn't it? And I'm working on the next pair, but I'm really not enjoying knitting these ones at the moment. And the reason why is the yarn. When I bought this yarn, I bought 2 skeins of Sheepy's Invicta colour because it looked gorgeous, and my intention was to make a shawl or a scarf. And my husband saw my yarn acquisition and he went, "Ooh, I like that one. Pair of socks. Hint, hint." And I thought, okay. So I wrote his name on the yarn label, and then I couldn't find it for a while because we cleared up the room upstairs for the plumbers to do the bathroom, ensuite bathroom, and then the decorator to do the painting. Couldn't find it for a while. Do you know what? I wished it'd stay missing because this yarn is not very nice to knit with. For a sock, I'm sure it's going to be fine for a shawl or a scarf, but for a sock, I'm working in and I'm like, I don't like it. It's going to look awful. It's going to wash horrible. It's. Now, I'm sure I've knitted something in drops with socks like this before, and I had no problem then. So I think what's happened is I've since used Opal Juicy for my husband's socks, and then that's Opal 6 ply, what I've just put down there on the floor with my youngest son's odd pair of socks. And I think because the way they spin, the Opal spin the yarn is so much better than this fluffy stuff. The Opal makes a much better pair of socks, I'm convinced of it. I'm sure there are other brands that are like Opal that is spun much more tightly, but this for socks, no. The colours are great, and I'm sure it's fine for other projects, but not for socks. I can't see it for socks and I don't like it. So I'm reluctantly knitting the second one of this, but that's it. There's no more socks that are going to be knitted out of that yarn ever. No way. But it's a shame because it looks so nice. The colours are gorgeous. So that was the half. You know, when I said 2.5 projects, that was the half because I'm knitting the second sock. And I just thought I'd just show you this. Oh, CJ, he has a wheelchair and he has armrests, and he picks, because it's just like plasticky, it's like foam thing on the armrest, and he'll get his hand under and he'll pick, it doesn't matter which side, he'll just pick and pick, and very soon they're destroyed, right? So I did a cover. I've done several of these ones to go over the top. Now this, I thought with this being thicker material than my other one, which was made out of fat quarters, it'd be fine. And I made it on the principle of an ironing board cover, because that made sense. But I'm not very good at the sewing bit, especially when you go around corners. I ended up squaring it off, but I still can't do the... It's not the actual process of negotiating the machine around a corner, it's the material when it arcs round. I don't know how to sew the arc bit, I don't know how to lay the fabric. I don't know that bit. I can do straight sewing. I can go around corners where you lift up you keep your needle in your work, you lift up your foot, and then you turn the fabric, and then you put the foot down, and then off you go again. I can do that, but when it comes to like curve things, I can't do that. It's the material, I don't know what to do with it. That's where my lack of experience shows on sewing machines. So I decided to crochet something, and it was more like a sock, and it just round and round and round. So it just goes over like that, and then past the stem of the armrest off, I attached a button with a chain for a buttonhole. Well, it was in just acrylic yarn I just grabbed, and it's like gone baggy. He's pulled at it, and there's a hole in one. Goodness knows what damage is underneath. There's some stitches have come away. I've never known yarn to that's never happened in my project before. So I thought, I know I've got some cotton yarn from when I made the Pokeball and the Pokemon bottle holder. And this actually looks like a shoe. So I've gone, I'll show you what I did to originally, because I'm on the second one now. You know when you go round and round like that, that's going to fill the full length of it. I'm increasing at the edges here, and also, well, obviously I'm going round and round, and at some point I'll stop. So that's what he ended up with. Now that's good because it narrows at the back, and at the front it's wider. But then I changed yarn, and I started to kept it straight for a little bit, and then I started to decrease. There's the buttonhole. I haven't sewed the pieces in yet for where the button goes on the other end of the stem, because it's going to look like this. It's going to slide on to the armrest this time, which it did last time, and the last one it just stopped here. Let's pretend this is like this. It stopped here, and I had a button on there, and I hooked it round. I slid it on, hooked it round, and that would have been fine, but for some reason it's all stretched and misshapen, and there's a hole in the bottom of one, and the same one, stitches have come away, but this is working round and round and round like that. So I did this differently this time. I did it, and I'm doing this like this, round and round and round in an oval. And then I sort of went up, I did go up. I didn't sort of do it, I did go up straight and then go in a bit, and I've stopped, so it looks like a shoe. It's a very big foot, a clown foot, there you go. But it's going to go in his wheelchair, but I didn't want to put it on just yet because I wanted to look at what I've done there to do the same there. So it's going to go on there, it's going to have a show on that, but this hook's around the back because it didn't have the hook around the back this time, like it did there. So I'm thinking I've incorporated two different ideas to come up with this, and hopefully, especially with it being cotton, it will be more hard wearing, but only time will tell. He picks, and then he wears it down to its bare minimum. I don't know, maybe metal, I've no idea what it is. So we have to stop him from doing that, but you don't see him doing it, that's the thing. And another thing he does, there's some on the armrest, the way it slots in to the side of the wheelchair, it has two screws, and because he's right-handed, he only has use of his right hand, he's always undoing them. So every now and then I'll be tightening them, and it's because they've got wing nuts on them. I wish they were just like the Allen keys, they'd be so much better. But he's a little monkey. Last but not least, before I go, I'm going to show you the yarn acquisition. It was my birthday on the 1st of June, so I treated myself to a skein of yarn from, she's called Beth, and her shop is Sapphires and Pearls, so it's sapphiresyarns.com. And she actually has a YouTube channel called I Knit with Cat Fur, and she does teaching videos. She teaches stitches, and her videos are absolutely excellent. She's got really good viewing angles, and she gets straight to the point, and she doesn't use that horrible phrase kinda. You kinda do it like this. Well, you either do it like this or you don't do it like this. No, she doesn't do that. She shows you what you need to do, because sometimes you see videos and they're going, now a lot of people do it like this. No, you don't do it like this. What you should do is do it like this. Why are you showing them that in the first place? Don't show them that, just show them what they need to do, and that's that. And Beth does that, she does it very well, she's concise, The videos are of a wonderful length for the video, what she needs to show. Unlike mine just now, which is very verbose. She doesn't wabble on or anything like that. The video quality is really good. You can see exactly what she's doing. She's got a very clean voice. She's concise, and it's fantastic. And so I highly recommend her channel. And she dyes yarns. And this one I got, it's beautiful, isn't it? Look at the gorgeous colours there. I love these colours. And it's, I'll just show you that so you can see the information. There you go. So it's called Springy Sport, and the colour, she's called it Nebula, and it's 100% superwash merino wool. I nearly said that wrong. Merino wool, 3-ply sport, 328 yards or 299 metres, 100 grams. Machine washable, hand washing in cool water recommended, lay flat to dry. Okie dokie. So the recommended needle size is 3.25 to 3.75 millimeters, or hook size 3.5 to 4.5 millimeters. Yeah, I've been looking at her yarns for a while and I thought, oh, shipping's quite expensive from the States anyway. It doesn't matter who you buy from. It's always the same. So I thought this is definitely a treat for me for my birthday, because I deserve it, and why not? Because nobody else is going to buy me such lovely yarn, are they? So there we go. I plan on doing a shawl with that. She does have a lovely couple of shawl patterns on her website, so I'll take a look at them and decide which one. So I thought that'd be lovely. Just put that there for now. Okay, so this is it for this video, and I will get to you next time with some more finished objects. Take care everyone. Bye bye.